With a collective shudder, the four friends pushed open the rusty iron gates, their hinges groaning like a creature in pain. A thick, eerie fog blanketed the moonlit graveyard, clinging to the ground and obscuring the path ahead. The air was heavy and cold, carrying the scent of damp earth and decay as they stepped from the familiar world into a realm of silent stone and forgotten names. The only light, a nervous beam from a single flashlight held in Ethan's trembling hand, cut through the gloom. They moved cautiously between the leaning tombstones, their shadows dancing like skeletal figures in the periphery. A sudden, biting gust of wind swept through the rows of graves, extinguishing the flashlight with a soft flick and plunging them into near-total darkness. A collective gasp escaped their lips. It was then that they heard a faint, ethereal whispering that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Noah, his face pale in the faint moonlight, grabbed Liam's arm, his eyes wide with terror. "Did you hear that?" he stammered. Chloe, ever the skeptic, scoffed, her voice a little too loud. "It's just the wind, you guys. Don't be so dramatic, Dot. It's playing tricks on us." But even she couldn't hide the tremor in her hands as she fumbled in her pocket for her phone. Drawn by an unseen force, they found themselves drawn deeper into the cemetery, arriving at a large, ancient tombstone that dominated the central clearing. The air grew impossibly cold. As they stared, a shimmering, translucent form began to coalesce from the cold marble. The figure slowly took shape, a spectral woman in a tattered, old-fashioned dress. A soft, mournful moan escaped its ethereal lips, a sound of pure, unending sorrow that echoed in the profound silence. The ghost was real. A sorrowful apparition materialized before their very eyes, its gaze lost in a grief that spanned centuries. A unified, blood-curdling scream ripped through the night. The fragile thread of bravery snapped, and raw panic took over. They turned and ran, a chaotic scramble of flailing limbs and terrified shouts. They didn't care where they were going, only that it was away, stumbling over exposed tree roots and tripping over the low edges of forgotten graves. They clawed their way back through the oppressive darkness. Each shadow seemed to lunge at them. Every rustle of leaves was the sound of pursuit. The groaning gates of the entrance were a beacon in the disorienting fog. They burst through the gateway, spilling back onto the safety of the paved road without daring to look back. They ran until their lungs burned, and the sounds of the graveyard were replaced by the frantic pounding of their own hearts. Far behind them, standing alone among the weathered stones, the ghost watched them disappear into the night. A single, pearlescent tear traced a path down its ethereal cheek before dissolving into the cold, misty air.